Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Finding Meaning in the Second Half of Life: How to Finally Really Grow Up by James Hollis, Ph.D. Narrated by Galone. And then the knowledge comes to me that I have space within me for a second, timeless, larger life. R.M. Rilke, I love my being's dark hours. O lost and by the wind grieved ghost, come back again. Thomas Wolfe, look homeward, angel. Your life is addressing these questions to you. What has brought you to this place in your journey, this moment in your life? What gods, what forces, what family, what social environment has framed your reality, perhaps supported, perhaps constricted it? Whose life have you been living? Why, even when things are going well, do things feel not quite right? Why does so much seem a disappointment, a betrayal, a bankruptcy of expectations? Why do you believe that you have to hide so much from others, from yourself? Why does life seem a script written elsewhere, and you barely consulted, if at all? Why have you come to this book, or why has it come to you now? Why does the idea of your soul trouble you, and feel familiar as a long-lost companion? Why is the life you are living too small for the soul's desire? Why is now the time, if ever it is to happen, for you to answer the summons of the soul, the invitation to the second, larger life? Introduction. The Dark Wood. Sometimes, to our dismay, we find that we have been living someone else's life, that their values have and are directing our choices. While this life we are leading never quite feels right, it seems to be the only alternative. Even when we win the applause of others, we secretly feel fraudulent. Consider this true story. The man had spent his life in academia and brilliantly served the life of the mind. Now retired, he fell into a depression, for he had no structure to carry his psychological energies for him, no insistent agenda of values to serve, no sense of who he was apart from his role, his committees, his teaching task. One day, driving home after an hour of therapy, he began to weep, unaccountably weep, and no image or reason presented itself to his shaken consciousness. This man, who had lived quite successfully out of his head, confessed how humbling it was to be pulled so helplessly down into the body. That evening he dreamed that he was back in...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?